The Flames take on the Senators, 5 p.m. Eastern puck drop. Calgary's minus 195, totals 5.5. We went 4-2 in our 6 premium sports picks on brockpage.com yesterday. And if you want to see which one of these free YouTube picks on my channel that I'm actually betting on personally, there's only one way to do that, and that's to sign up for a membership on my website at brockpage.com. We're 10-5 in our last 15 NFL tier package picks on that very same website. And the good news is we have 3 more premium NFL tier package picks going off here today. We're also 3-0 in our last 3 board member tier package picks on that very same webpage. We currently have over 890 members who are signed up and active on that site. And once again, if you want to see which one of these free YouTube picks on this channel that I'm actually betting on personally, there's only one way to do that, and that's to sign up for a membership on my website at brockpage.com. Jacob Markstrom is the expected goalie for Calgary. Anton Forsberg for Ottawa. Forsberg has a 482 goals against average, 885 save percentage. As a matter of fact, the Senators allow more goals per contest at home than any other team in hockey. Now, offensively, Ottawa's in the bottom 10 in scoring on average per game. They're taking on a Calgary club who's 6-2 against the number on the road this year. Very good on the puck line when traveling. Calgary's in the top 5 in road scoring, and they average 35 shots on goal a game. Johnny Gaudreau has 15 points on the season, 4 goals, 11 assists for the left winger. Meanwhile, Elias Lindholm has 7 goals on the season himself, and he's a plus 10 when he's on a shift. Now keep an eye on the injury report, as Ottawa's got a slew of guys listed as questionable. When it comes to the total in this one, 5 out of Ottawa's last 7 got over the total of 5.5 goals. Meanwhile, the Flames on the other side, they are 5-3 to the over on the road. I'm going to lean toward Calgary, minus 1.5, over 5.5. Next game, Devils, Rangers, 7 o'clock Eastern start time. The New York Rangers are minus 150, total 6. Alex Gorgiev for the Rangers, Johnny Bernier for the Devils. Bernier's 4-2 with a 280 goals against average. The Devils allow fewer goals per contest on the road than any other team in hockey. They've also successfully cashed it on the puck line in 3 out of their last 4 road games. Andreas Johnson has 6 goals on the year, 11 total points. The left winger is currently a plus 9. Meanwhile, Dawson Mercer is a plus 7 himself. 5 goals, 5 assists for Mercer. They're taking on a Rangers club who's really struggled to score at home this year. New York's also averaging just 26 offensive shots on goal a game. Now defensively, Alex Gorgiev comes into today's matchup with a 411 goals against average, 865 save percentage. Now injury-wise, Shai Till is questionable for New York. Graves is questionable for the Devils. Jersey's 4-0 to the under on the road. Rangers are 64% to the under for the season. Give me New Jersey plus 1.5, under 6. Next game, Canadiens, Bruins, 7 o'clock Eastern puck drop. Boston's minus 230, totals 5.5. Linus Ullmark for Boston. Sammy Montembeault for Montreal. Now Sammy's 0-2 in his last couple of starts. 369 goals against average, 885 save percentage. The Habs are in the bottom 3 in the league in goals allowed per contest. They're also cashing in on the puck line in just 37% of their games. They're taking on a Boston team who's 5-1 straight up at home, and they average 35 shots on goal per contest. Brad Marchand has 18 points on the season, 8 goals, 10 assists for the center. Meanwhile, Patrice Bergeron has 6 goals, 7 assists himself. Now defensively, the Bruins are in the top 5 in fewest home goals allowed. Linus Ullmark comes into today's contest with a 903 save percentage. Now injury-wise, Frederick is questionable for the Bruins. Drouin is questionable for Montreal. When it comes to the total in this one, 2 out of Montreal's last 3 fell under the total of 5.5 goals. They also saw 8 out of their last 10 meetings with Boston fall under the line. I'm going to lean toward Boston -1.5, under 5.5 goals. Next game, Pens, Caps, 7 o'clock East. The Washington Capitals are -150, total 6. Vitek Vanacek for the Caps, Tristan Jarry for Pittsburgh. Jarry's 5-2 with a .223 goals against average, .929 save percentage. Pittsburgh's in the top 5 in fewest road goals allowed. Meanwhile, offensively, Evan Rodriguez has 6 goals on the year himself, 11 total points. The Pens are averaging nearly 40 shots on goal per contest on the road. They're taking on a Washington team who's in the bottom 10 in offensive shots on goal at home. The Caps are also they're also in the bottom 10 in third period scoring. Now, injury-wise, Backstrom and Oshie are still out for the Caps. Meanwhile, Crosby, Dumoulin, and Pettersson for the Pens, they're questionable. Now, total-wise, 2 out of Pittsburgh's last 3 fell under the total of 6 goals. Meanwhile, 5 out of Washington's last 8 fell under that number themselves. I'm going to lean toward Pittsburgh plus 1.5, under 6. Next game, Oilers, Blues, 7 o'clock Eastern puck drop. Both teams are -110, total 6 flat. Mikko Koskinen for Edmonton, Jordan Binnington for St. Louis. But despite some really good numbers out of Binnington, the Blues have lost their last 2 straight, 3 and 5 straight up in their last 8. This Blues defense is allowing 33 shots on goal a game at home. Meanwhile, offensively, St. Louis is in the bottom 10 in home scoring. They're taking on an Oilers team who's amongst the league leaders in the NHL in scoring on average per contest. Leon Draisaitl leads the NHL in scoring and points. The center's got 14 goals and 28 total points on the year. Meanwhile, Connor McDavid's second in the league right behind Draisaitl in points with 25 of them. McDavid's also scored 9 times himself. Now, defensively, Edmonton's in the top 3 in fewest road goals allowed. Koskinen's 8-1 with a .259 goals against average, .918 save percentage. Now, injury-wise, Zach Kassian is once again listed as questionable for Edmonton. Krug and Shen are still out for St. Louis. 3 out of the Blues' last 4 contests fell under the total of 6 goals. Meanwhile, Edmonton's 4-2 to the under in their last 6 when traveling. I'm going to lean toward the Oilers, -110, under 6. And with that, guys, now it's time for our next and final matchup. Canucks versus the Ducks. 8 o'clock Eastern start time. Anaheim's -150, totals 5.5. John Gibson for the Ducks, Jaro Halak for Vancouver. Halak's 0-2 in his last couple of starts. The Canucks have lost their last 3 straight, and they also dropped 7 out of their last 9. No surprise here, Vancouver's in the bottom 3 in road goals allowed. They're taking on a red-hot Ducks team who won their last 6 straight. Anaheim is in the top 3 in the league in scoring on average per contest. Troy Terry's got 19 points on the season, 3rd in the NHL in goals with 11. Meanwhile, Ryan Getzlaf is 4th in the league in assists with 13. Now, defensively, on the other end of the ice, the Ducks are in the top 10 in fewest home goals allowed. John Gibson, 7-2, with a .249 goals against average, .921 save percentage. Now, injury-wise, Lundestrom is questionable for Anaheim. Pullman is out for the Canucks, serving a suspension. 5 out of Vancouver's last 8 road games got over the number. Meanwhile, 6 out of Anaheim's last 10 contests got over the total of 5.5 goals themselves. I'm going to lean toward Anaheim -150, over 5.5. And with that, guys, now it's time for our quick pick recap, powered to you by my website at brockpage.com, where we are 10-5 in our last 15 NFL tier package picks. I like Calgary -1.5, over 5.5. New Jersey +1.5, under 6 goals. Boston -1.5, under 5.5 goals. Pittsburgh +1.5, under 6. Edmonton -110, under 6 goals. And before I give you my next and final free pick for the video, one final reminder that we are 10-5 in our last 15 NFL tier package picks on brockpage.com. We're also 3-0 in our last 3 board member tier package picks on that very same website. I'm going to lean toward Anaheim minus 150 over 5.5. And with that, guys, now it's time for our shout out of the day. And that's going to go to Nadangmo Joseph, who said the other day, fantastic job again from Brock. I really rely on you for American sports in general. Of course, always happy to see international viewers in the comments section below. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on brockpage.com. Now, if you guys do end up getting a membership here today on my website, just keep in mind you're going to get billed the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. So if you do end up getting a membership here today on brockpage.com, you're going to get access to that content all the way through the end of November. I do tell folks in every single video, the earlier in the month you sign up, the better. But most importantly, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, guys, happy Sunday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at brockpage.com.